Welcome back everyone to another video of World of Warship Legends. This is week 4 of the Georgia on My Mind weekly Havoc efficiency videos. And if you've managed to take down the hard mode missions, that means this week is when you get to take out the Georgia for the first time. We're going to be taking a quick look at the endurance trials and the shakedown, but really what I want to cover is, because it affects the shakedown trials quite a lot, is how we accumulate base XP in this game. So starting out with the endurance trials, each week for the first 4 weeks, these numbers have increased a little bit, but it's always the same type of currency you're looking for. So stage 1 is earn 9,000 XP. Stage 2, 1,200,000 credits. Stage 3, 7,000 base XP. Stage 4, 1,000 global XP. And then stage 5, 11,000 commander XP. Now this will take you a couple more games than it did the previous weeks, just because the values are growing each time, but you can use boosters for everything but the base XP. But now, shakedown trials. This week we have 4 shakedown trials, and they are all related to the way that you place on your team. So shakedown 1 is being the top 4 of your team by XP received in 15 battles. So right there, that's the minimum number of battles this will take to complete all of these. 15 battles. Stage 2 is in 10 battles, be in the top 3 of XP received on your team. Stage 3 is to be in the top 2 of XP received in 6 battles. And finally, shakedown trial number 4 is in 2 battles you need to be the top player on your team. Now, the majority of players can knock this out in 15 battles. They'll get all this. But I wanted to talk in depth about what it takes to earn XP. Base XP is the score that you see on the scoreboard at the end of the game. Now, there are a lot of ways to earn it, but we're going to start with looking at the ribbons. The ribbons is the primary contributor to your XP rating. Now, there are several different types of ribbons. So right here you can see the whole myriad. We're going to go through each of them and kind of talk about them. But first here we have captured. Captured, that means you're in the battle, you're going in, you're taking the points if it's domination, or you're going in and you're taking the enemy base if it's capture the base. Assisted capture just means that there was another ship in there with you. Now, when there's an assisted capture, the amount of XP that you earn is split between the ships that are in the capture point. This is the most undervalued ribbon. Now, on the flip side of captured, we have defended. Now, the amount of XP that you get on defended, it really depends on how far along the enemy team is in capturing that point. The further along, when you get the defend ribbon, the more XP you will receive. Moving down the others, we have citadel hits, incapacitations, fires, torpedo hits, flooding, main battery hits, secondary battery hits, air-to-air plane shot down, and then plane shot down with your ship. Now, each of these have separate XP values, but the more you get, the more XP you're going to be using. Now, in order to get these ribbons, you need to be involved, you need to be shooting, you need to be close enough to the enemy to be shooting them, and then close enough to the planes to shoot them down. Now, in addition to this, we also receive XP based on damage dealt, as well as incoming damage. So the game calculates the amount of potential damage that is coming in to your ship, and your XP is modified by that. So the more incoming damage that you're able to survive, the higher XP that you will receive. And the final way that we can get XP is by spotting. So if you're a destroyer, it's best to get out and spot, because you're going to earn XP just for being the first one to spot and then keep ships spotted. If you're a carrier, you also get a ribbon that is only available to carriers, which is the spotted ribbon. And that just says that you have spotted an enemy first in a battle. Now, this is a great way, and it's not very well documented how much XP you earn, but it is clear that you do earn XP by spotting ships, keeping them spotted, and then damage done while they're being spotted. In addition to ribbons, we have medals. Now, there are two different types of medals. There are what we'd call standard medals, and those are like First Blood, Double Strike, Devastating Strike, Close Quarters Battle, Arsonist, Fireproof, It's Just a Flesh Wound, Liquidator, and Unsinkable. We also have Detonation. But then there's also 5, in addition to these standard medals, we also have 5 legendary or rare medals. First one is Dreadnought. And this is to receive damage exceeding 120% of your ship's normal health pool. Now this is done through heals, or if you have will to rebuild and you're able to continue getting your health regenerated since ships are nearby. That's how you get that one. Second one is High Caliber. High Caliber means you damaged at least 4 ships, and the total amount of damage must exceed 30% of the total hit points of the enemy team. Confederate. Confederate is you damage 6 ships, but the damage to each ship must exceed 20% of normal ship HP. A little quick cheat on how to get Confederates easier: shoot the destroyers. Guns of cruisers and battleships can absolutely obliterate destroyers, but more importantly, it's a lot easier to do 20% of damage to a destroyer than it is to do 20% of damage to a battleship. So, little hint there. Next one is Witherer. That is to cause at least 60,000 damage in fire or flooding. Kraken, which is to destroy 5 enemy ships. And then probably the most rare, which is Solo Warrior. Solo Warrior is when you stand alone versus 4 enemy ships and you win the battle anyways. At the end of the day, the more ribbons, the more medals that you're able to accumulate throughout a game, the better. Now the catch is the legendary or rare medals, you can only get one of them per battle. It's impossible to earn multiple of them. But the standard ones you can get multiple of. Devastating Strike. In a perfect game, you could have 9 Devastating Strikes. That is something, but you just want to continue accumulating as many of those as possible. You want to continue shooting your guns, getting hits, getting fires, doing what it takes to get more XP. Now, the number one bonus to XP will always be winning the game. Unfortunately, with this week's trials, it just says that you need to be top on your team. So it's not taking into account who wins or loses so much. It's about who actually performs the best in battle on your team, no matter the outcome. So keep that in mind as you're going through the weekly trials this week. And now my 4 pieces of advice for getting this done and then making sure that you get a lot of XP is: first, stay alive while staying relevant. Now this means different things for each class, but for the most part, it means you need to be in the battle. You need to be not sailing towards the back of the map. So if you're a battleship, get in the battle. You have health points. Use those health points. You need to be a tank out there for your team. You're going to be taking some incoming damage, but guess what? That ups your XP. Number 2, capture and defend the points, especially on domination. The team that is able to capture the points early is going to win the majority of the time. Number 3, shoot at the right target at the right time. So this is something that is a learned skill, but if you're in a game and you're in a battleship, you're shooting at another battleship 15 kilometers away, you see a destroyer pop up 8 kilometers away, shoot at the destroyer. This seems to be something that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with. They struggle switching targets, but be willing to switch targets. You know, if you see a battleship that's a little bit farther than the one you're shooting at, but they're completely broadside, shoot at the broadside battleship. Picking your targets is going to be key. And then number 4, support your teammates. Teammates and the team that plays together are going to be the team that wins and is able to get the most XP. If you do these things, you're going to get XP, and the medals and ribbons will come naturally. All right, that's all we have for this one. Thank you all for watching. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting subscribe. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. Have a great day.